Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the process of starting SAC Paintball Store.
So, you good?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good. Are you,
Okay.
are you ready?
All right. We originally knew that there was multiple empty suites here, but one in particular we thought is what we were going to be most interested in. That's this first one that we come into once we arrive. It's kind of a long, narrow space, which is perfectly fine for a store. It gives us good visibility for our merchandise and for customers.
And with these suites at this location, there is no bathrooms.
What?
The owners would have to put bathrooms in there.
Right. They said they could build like a little fake wall for us if we need a little storage area. They put in a bathroom. It's basically just an open space at this point. This one in particular is so long. I mean, there was tons of wall space on this one. Not as much space if we wanted to put displays and such in the middle, because it was literally so long and narrow, but tons of slat wall capability for displaying products on the walls.
We'll definitely want to put a double door in so we can pull pallet in of product or paint if it's raining. But also this location does have a overhang.
Yeah.
So if it is raining, we can leave the pallet there and unload it by hand. So it's not as big of an issue as it could be. Yeah, this complex is one of my favorites for sure.
So this is the second one we went into, and it's about the same square footage, but it's a totally different shape. This one is more of a square, I guess you'd say, than a rectangle. It's not as long. It doesn't go straight back. This one doesn't have any flooring in it, which I kind of like because it gives us more of like a blank slate to do what we want on the floor. And it has a little cutout already where in the back where we could create a false wall and then have a bathroom and a little storage area already. So I kind of liked that also. I mean, for me, I think I really liked this space. It's less windows.
It's it's more windows, but it's a wider area.
It's probably about the same actually, because part of the front is a wall. So it's divided windows, really.
This one would need a double door in as well. And you know, already we'll put the two-way vinyl on the front, so you can see a lot of paintball stuff going on, but we'll still be able to see out. It'll still let the light in, which I like. And then, like you going back to what you said, with it being more square, it allows us to get more creative in the middle with things, and it's still got a lot of space, so I like it. This is definitely my favorite so far of what we've been looking at. Yeah,
it still has plenty of wall space, but it gives us that ability to make center displays and actually have an attractive retail space, which I really like that idea.
We'll have cameras up in all the corners and it'll just easily be able to be covered, I think.
There's no separate rooms or anything like that we have to worry about putting product in or being able to have visibility in, so I think it's a really nice space.
Now, the only thing with both of them and this complex altogether is the visibility from Folsom Boulevard. The first one had a little bit more visibility because the building wasn't in the way, but this suite, the second suite is definitely behind the building.
There's a building on the frontage, and that building blocks the space that we're at in the back. But they do have the sign pylons out on the road where we can have our name put in that, where you'd see it on the road. And really, at the end of the day, I mean, we're spoiled at extreme because we have freeway visibility and Sisk Road visibility, which is a very busy street. But we're a destination, so people are going to find us if they want to find a paintball store, regardless really of where we are. So it's nice to have it, but I don't think we have to have it. I don't think that's a make or break.
It's right next to a gym.
I love the burn. Burn is where I live.
As well, so at least there's activity right next door, which
and there's
I like.
isn't there like a kids karate or something in there too?
2 down, there's a kids karate.
It's called Rex Kwando!
Which is cool, you know.
Yeah, they'll see paintball and ask about where they can go and play, and hopefully they get into it. And then there's also that burrito store
there's
as
like
well.
What the hell did you just say?
Restaurant.
Oh, you're so English, babe. Burrito store.
Oh, really?
Burrito, is it a restaurant?
It's maybe like a Mexican food restaurant.
There you go, Mexican food restaurant. And that's me just going back into that suite.
So basically we left feeling like we had strong feelings for the second suite we looked at in this location. We left feeling really good about that space, the one that was more square, and had kind of a little cutout for the back room and the bathroom already, and no flooring. Is kind of like a blank canvas for us to put in some cool flooring possibly.
And that's it. We have to remember, looking at these, you've got to be creative with your vision when you walk in, because otherwise it's either a piece of shitty ass carpet, crappy windows in some of the, it's like you have to visually have your ideas and be prepared to visualize it before it really comes together, because if you can't, you're just looking at an empty shell.
Yep, you gotta see the flooring, you gotta see some paint on the walls, some cool displays, the possibilities basically. We want to know that it has the potential to be what we want it to be.
Yeah. And we want to be able to use this as a fresh start for us and see what we can do. We want to add a little bit of a different feel to this store than Extreme, and we want to get creative, and hopefully that'll come through with this, and the final episodes you'll see what comes together.
So this second location is the El Camino and Watts, right?
Yep.
I believe. And we're with our realtor. We thought we were meeting another realtor there, but it turns out somebody just showed up and unlocked all the empty suites. So we kind of took a peek in one. I think it maybe used to be a restaurant or something. It's way too big. So we moved to the next one, and it was a decent sized space. What did you say?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was in the 1100.
Yeah, 1150-ish. It did have 2 bathrooms again, and like a bigger back room than we would really need. So it was probably more back space than we wanted. Kind of didn't give us as much retail space. And obviously, again, like we said earlier, 2 bathrooms for us is a waste of space, because you know we want more room to display our products than anything else. It had a back door, which you know isn't necessarily a terrible thing for deliveries and stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard getting these big trucks in and out of small spaces.
But they're single back doors anyway. They won't put doubles into there.
Yeah, a small back door.
And this one's all glass.
All
the front,
glass
from bottom all the way up to the top.
Yes.
Left to right, it's all glass panels that they can easily take out to add a double door. But again, it's a full frontage of glass. Yeah. There is ways around it. We could have grid wall instead of slat wall there, so the light shines through. But for me, I'm not a big fan of all the glass personally.
Yeah, I mean, the shape of it was fine.
It's just that blank canvas again.
Yeah, blank canvas.
It could work. It's not bad. The El Camino and Watt is a funny one because it looks a nice area. It doesn't. There's no graffiti. I didn't see. It wasn't rough, but my local Sacramento friends have definitely told us, hey, it can be a bit rough on Watt. El Camino's pushing it a little bit.
Well, when we left though, and we looked across the street onto the left-hand side of the road, it did look a little rough over there as we drove up the street.
There's a mall over there that's pretty much emptying out.
Yeah.
And you've got to keep hoping. This is a nice area though, not a nice area, or it could be a nice area, but there is Chipotle.
Yeah. I mean, the complex seemed
what else was
nice.
on there? Wingstop.
Yeah, there was a Wingstop, and there was a UPS store in this
one. Store. Like, it wasn't dead. It definitely wasn't dead, but there is a Walmart at the back of it. There's a Walmart and a Sam's Club that has gone out of business, so all that's empty. Which
is so weird because Walmarts never go out of business, so that is kind of strange. So now we're at the third and final location that we had set up with our realtor for the day, and this is on another area of Folsom Boulevard.
Correct, yeah.
Right?
Now this one has, after we'd arranged to go and see it, it has gone into, what do they call it?
He said it was already in lease negotiations, which he was like, well, it could fall out. It's nothing guaranteed. So since you're here, you might as well
look at it. Yeah.
It was kind of a weird little space where it was a shopping center frontage.
Which looked nice. Definitely looked nice.
But then it had like a little side corridor. And then there were shops down that side.
Yeah.
So your door was not in the front of the complex. It was down a little side corridor. But again, it was nice. It had little tables and...
I was going to say it was cute, but I didn't know if that was very manly of me to say cute.
Yeah, it was well kept. It was nice. I really liked the back area.
For deliverers.
Parking in the back. So like for our customers, you're not fighting with people that are parking to go to the grocery store or whatever. You had easy access in the back, and for deliveries, really nice. And it was just a cute, you're right, a cute little area.
You can say it.
Trees and picnic tables, and you know, not that necessarily that means anything for our business, but it was a nice space to walk through.
Yeah.
You know.
Now when we went inside though, you could definitely tell.
It was not as cute.
It was not. And it was just older. It's an older building than the two we just looked at even, you know.
Literally, I had to like cover my nose because it stank so bad in there. I think the roof had been leaking and the carpet had like mildew.
And again, a lot of these spaces are going to do that. Like the property owners don't keep them up until they lease them out, then they'll do it. So you have to just look past that.
Yeah. But it's hard to smell past that sometimes.
There was a lot of cubicles in there, whatever had been in there before, some offices, cubicles, so all that would get ripped out, the carpets would get ripped out. There was just a dividing wall that would have to be tore out. And again, I think this is on our small side. For me, as soon as I walked in, and it felt small because of the cubicles, but at the same time I was like, wow, that's small. And you noticed the ceiling.
I think it had a drop ceiling, so the ceiling was very low. And so it just felt so closed in.
Yeah. It
didn't feel like, oh, you walk in, it didn't feel spacious. And I don't even think if it were gutted it would, because of how low the ceiling is.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were happy enough just checking it out, but that's all it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything more than that, just because of it already being in negotiations. And for me, this is the third on out of all three places we looked at, this would be number 3.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching this episode, guys, episode number 2. We hope to get number 3 out to you pretty soon. And like last time, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We are coming to Sacramento. We hope you enjoy this journey with us. It's bye from me.
Bye from me, and we'll see you guys next time.